This is me and Tanka from Copenhagen Boys.
I congratulate you on having organized this your conference. At the first part, held in Beirut in May this year, you pronounced a very important statement. In that statement, you highlighted principles and values that are important to you as religious leaders, but also principles and values that are important to everyone, regardless of faith. Principles of respect and dignity of human beings. Values of compassion and caring for the weak, underlining the freedom of religion and expression. Expressing your shared beliefs in the principles of equality and the rights of women, just to mention some. These are principles and values very close to my heart as well. So I really hope that this conference will be a success. You have set some very ambitious goals to move beyond words. Putting our aspirations into practice is almost always easier said than done. But you have already come a long way, and I know that your commitment is sincere. This conference is an example amongst many that people from different backgrounds come together to safeguard important common values. When we look at societies and people, we often tend to lose sight of something very important and obvious. By this, I don't mean that obvious fact that there are differences between societies and people. In this world that we live in, there is a great and very apparent diversity in political systems, norms, traditions, religions, and culture. And there is also a great diversity in the values and convictions of individual people. These are the obvious facts. But another obvious thing that we do tend to overlook is how different we are, but how much we have in common. All people share the same basic needs for food, shelter, and safety. We all seek a sense of identity, togetherness, recognition, and meaning in our lives. Across the world, we organize ourselves in communities and societies in ways that may not be identical, but still bear many similarities. This conference is very important precisely because it seeks to focus on what is shared rather than what divides us. As a representative for the Danish government, I can only support the initiative taken by the Danish Arab Dialogue Conference. Continuous cooperation and dialogue amongst nations and people is very important in this globalized world we live in. We should never shy away from addressing important issues through dialogue and through exchange of experiences. We should keep a steady focus on what we can achieve if we stand together and act together. If we join forces to work for dignity and freedom for everyone, regardless of their faith, our unity will weaken those who seek to create division and conflict between us. Whether it comes from the likes of the Norwegian Anders Breivik or from the likes of Al-Qaeda, we should not listen to the false narrative that Islam and the Western world are enemies. We should always remember that those who spread hateful messages, make crude provocations, or commit violence are only representing themselves. They are not representing Arabs, they are not representing Europeans, they are not representing Americans, they are not representing Muslims, Christians, or atheists. They alone are responsible for what they do, and we should never waver in our shared beliefs in peaceful coexistence. As a Minister of Social Affairs and Integration, it is my job to ensure that everyone here in Denmark has rights, duties, and also opportunities, regardless of their cultural background or religious convictions. I work every day to ensure inclusion and active participation of our citizens with an immigrant background through introduction programs to newcomers and numerous initiatives on integration in the labor market, in civil society, associations, and so on. By the same token, I highly appreciate your initiative on dialogue and partnership amongst two of the world's largest religions, Islam and Christianity. This partnership is not only a partnership across borders, it is also a partnership within borders. As in many other countries, In Denmark, we have many religious groups, and next to Christians, Muslims comprise the most significant religious community. In Denmark, the two communities have taken several initiatives of dialogue and cooperation, sometimes also including the Jewish faith. For instance, the three religious groups work together in a project called Your Faith, My Way, that has been developed with support of the Danish government. In this project, a team of guest teachers consisting of a Jew, a Christian, and a Muslim visit schools and talk about what they believe in, what they have in common, and what divides them. This is followed by a discussion with the school children who can ask any questions they like. The same three religious groups have also organized a joint campaign with the slogan, Jews, Christians, and Muslims Against Hate Crime. The three faith communities joined together to condemn any form of violence and harassment motivated by a person's faith, political conviction, sexual orientation, ethnicity, or the like. It was very encouraging to see the purpose of this campaign all over Copenhagen, because it is so very important that we all stand firmly together when it comes to the basic respect for the integrity of the individual human being. Initiatives like the Danish Contact Group for Muslims and Christians, the Islamic Christian Study Center, and indeed this conference today are also very welcome initiatives. The importance of a common belief in peace and coexistence and a continued dialogue on this issue that matter cannot be stressed strongly enough. So please accept my sincere wishes for a successful conference, and thank you so much for having me come here and say to all of you, welcome to Denmark. I hope you enjoy your stay and have a very pleasant stay while you're here, and that your conference will be very fruitful. Thank you.
This is me and Tanka signing off from Copenhagen Boys.